Not long ago, I swore to myself, I said, Lunduke, you are not, under any circumstances, going to do another sale for the Lunduke Journal. You're not gonna do it, Lunduke. Gosh darn it, no more sales for good deals on subscriptions. Yet here I am, breaking my own promise to myself, but it's a very good reason for it. It's a very exciting reason for it. It is a very logical reason for it. I'm going to walk you all through that. And here's the details, by the way. It's up over on your screen right there if you're watching the video version. If you're listening to the audio version, what it is this. You can get the triple pass, which is for Lunduke, conservative nerds, and nerdyentertainment.locals.com for $65 for a whole year, which is a crazy good deal. Or you can get the lifetime pass, which I had retired. I'm bringing it back. I've retired and brought it back a couple of times, but I'm bringing it back for $105. So just $45 more than or $40 more than the triple pass. You can just have all three sites for the rest of your life. And I'm going to walk you through some of this because this is actually interesting. It's not just sales related, but a lot of stuff is happening in the general locals world, in the creator world, in the tech YouTuber world that I think a lot of you are going to be interested in. So here's the sites I run over on Locals. Because many years ago, I made everything for YouTube. I put every single video I made, no matter what type of content it was, on YouTube. It was mostly tech content, mostly about Linux and Unix and retro tech and all these sorts of things, because I love that stuff. But I also occasionally made political content. And I also occasionally would make content about comic books and sci-fi TV shows and all these sorts of things. 3 different types of content, 3 different categories: tech, computer tech, entertainment, and political stuff. And it was all very nerdy because I'm a very nerdy guy, and all of you are very nerdy guys and gals as well. And so it always was nerdy, but it was 3 different types, and a lot of times they didn't quite mesh. They don't blend together. You know what I mean? It's like putting, I don't know, bananas on a peanut butter sandwich or sour cream on a baked potato. They just don't mix. I know some of you do that, but that's crazy. So what I've done is I no longer exclusively make content for YouTube and the like. I post absolutely everything I make up on Locals. And why I do that is because Locals, does not censor me in any way. YouTube censors me regularly. They censor me when I just talk about Linux a little too much. They can't handle that. But Locals does not. I can say pretty much whatever I want. In addition, I can get a good built-in subscription functionality that allows me to make a living creating all of this content and hanging out with all of you without any advertisements, right? The only advertisements you ever see on any Lunduke-related content is for more Lunduke-related content like this. Like we're talking today about a sale. But we're not talking about a sale down at Walmart. We're not talking about a good deal on a low-interest point mortgage or a cream that makes the rash on your forehead go away. No, we're just talking about more Lunduke content. That's the only type of ad you'll ever see on Lunduke-related stuff. So I've got these 3 sites, right? Lunduke.locals.com, Nerdy Entertainment, and Conservative Nerds, all.locals.com, right? Each individual sites. And why I've set it up like that is so that if you want the tech but don't want the politics, done. You never have to hear about my politics. You don't have to read my political rants if you disagree with me or you're just bored of politics or you just don't want to mix politics in your delicious technology soup. I get it. Keep them separate. And the same with the entertainment stuff. You know, TVs and books and comic books are all fantastic, but not all of you want all of that mixed in with your tech stuff. So keep it separate into separate silos, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and even though you may eat and breathe and sleep Linux and Unix, sometimes you wake up and just want to talk about comic books. There you go. Right? So I've got these 3 individual sites, 2 of them that don't allow politics, no political discussion is allowed, and one of them is pretty much just all politics. I mean, if you go over to Conservative Nerds, nerds is in the title, so you get a fair bit of like computery posting, right? There's a bit of nerdiness over there, but it tends to be politics focused more often than not on nerdy things, like nerdy company stuff, nerdy political stuff, that sort of thing. But it's all politics. So why am I doing a sale right now? 2 reasons. One, there are, a little birdie tells me, several significant tech YouTubers and other creators and podcasters that are going to be moving to locals in the days, weeks, and months ahead. They're all working on it right now, creating their transition strategies and coming up with ways to get their audience to move over to locals. And when they get here, I want to give them a big warm welcome. I want to help. I firmly believe in rising tide raises all ships. So I want to help build up my audience now and help build up their audience as they get here, right? So I am doing a sale, follow me on this, that includes a lifetime subscription. Where's that at here? Right? So through this Saturday, October 14th, you can get a lifetime subscription to all 3 of my sites for $105. Then when other YouTubers show up, you don't have to go, oh, gee, how many monthly subscriptions do I want to have? Well, you're already done. You've already got your subscriptions to everything I make. Now you can go ahead and plop that $5 a month down on any of the other subscribers, any of the other YouTubers and technology places and subscriptions you want to be a part of, without having to think, oh gosh, how do I really want to have 17 different monthly subscriptions? You don't need it. You've already got me for life. So that's happening. And I want to get as many people over on Locals as possible. Not because Locals is some end-all be-all utopia. I do like it a whole heck of a lot. But because it gets people off of YouTube. It gets people off of YouTube. We got to break that YouTube drug habit, man. Get over to Locals. You can watch all the videos that I create. All of them. Not just a sampling that YouTube gets, but all of them without any ads, making you the consumer, right? You are the person who pays for it. You're the client. You're the customer. You are not the product. YouTube treats all of you like cattle, like products to be sold to marketing companies. I don't like that. It makes me feel yucky. Get over to YouTube, get over to Locals, abandon YouTube, get over to Locals, watch every video with no pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll ads, no data tracking of selling off to some company every little tiny move you make, and just enjoy the videos. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Also, there is this. This chart right here is gorgeous. You know what that is? That is the growth chart for the lunduke.locals.com for the tech side of things. That's the tech publication. And notice, I want you to take note of something. See that as it scoots along there for a while, having some slow growth, and it's moving upwards. Its general trajectory was upwards, but kind of just a slow upwards. Great growth, slow, modest growth is wonderful, right? See that growth? It's moving along, but then notice that point where it just decides to shoot straight friggin' up. What happens here when you are building a content site and a community is that's the sort of thing. When you are successful in the beginning, you have that slow growth. But then there comes a point where you've been pushing and trying to get that flywheel spinning. And all of a sudden, there are enough people within the community that it just takes off. Because there's that point where there's enough people, not just in terms of numbers, but in terms of being invested in the community, that they are sharing that content elsewhere. They are recommending it to other people, and it's a large enough number that the growth turns from a little 5% trickle here and there to kaboom, exponential growth. That's how this sort of thing works. Now, what we did here in order to make this happen was the big subscriptions. Now, the lifetime subscriptions helped make this happen. And this chart, by the way, is not money coming in. This chart is the number of people. This chart is you guys, is number of nerds, N-O-N, number of nerds. And it is fantastic. It just shoot, by the way, that is on my spreadsheet that I keep track of everything. It is N-O-N, number of nerds. It just shoots straight up. But what those lifetime subscriptions did is two things. Number one, it made people invested. It tricked all of you. It was very sneaky. I was so sneaky. I tricked all of you into being invested in what we were doing here. Right? You plopped down some money and said, I'm around here. This is a community I want to be a part of. And it worked. You all got really involved. And now we have this vibrant, supportive, amazing, funny, mega nerdy community at lunduke.locals.com that is growing on its own. So when we're doing this sale right now, with the triple pass and the lifetime triple pass, note something. We are not doing a sale on the regular monthly or yearly subscription. We are not doing a sale for just lunduke.locals.com because lunduke.locals.com does not need a sale. It does not need a sale at all. It is doing fantastic. It is growing. It is doing great. What needs the sale are the other two sites. Now, Lunduke.locals.com represents the long-standing tech journalism that I've been doing forever. The articles and the podcasts and the videos and the books and all of it. And all of that's there. The other two sites are newer. The other two sites are not in their infancy, but they're growing, but they're young. They don't have that massive back catalog of content yet. They don't have, like Lunduke.locals.com, the back catalog of content there is just obscene. Like literally, if you get a subscription there and I died today, you could still be watching stuff that you probably haven't seen before or read articles you haven't read before for like 2 years. Like there's just so much friggin' stuff there. But the other two sites are still growing. And the audience for them is still growing. Conservative Nerds, interestingly, is actually right on that cusp. Like when you look at that line there, it feels like it's right on that zoom cusp. It's right there. So I was looking over the numbers for the tech side of things and how the growth went, and I was realizing that I'm like the political site that I run is right about there, and nerdy entertainment is not far behind that. So we're gonna do another sale. So how are you going to want to get these is simply go to lunduke.com. That'll take you to a site that has the list of all the links and everything that the Lunduke Journal offers. Free stuff, paid stuff, all of it, right? Scroll down the page a little bit and it will have specific instructions for how to grab all of these. It's really simple. Basically, you go to lunduke.locals.com or one of the other sites, any of them will work. And you go to the subscription page and you type in the number, either $65 or $105, and boom, you're done. It usually takes me a couple of hours to propagate your account over to the other two sites so that you have full access to all three, but it's nice and simple. So this is what it normally is. The triple pass is normally $95, and normally there's no lifetime subscription available. And there's a good reason to not have a lifetime subscription always be available. It's not something that we always want to be doing. And honestly, if I just ran lunduke.locals.com, I wouldn't be offering a lifetime subscription again because it's already served its purpose for lunduke.locals.com. It's got people involved. It's brought enough numbers in, but the other two sites are right there at having that explosive level of growth. So let's do it. Let's push it over the line and let's shoot it off into the atmosphere. Now, just to give you a little example, when you go to lunduke.locals.com, conservativenerds.locals.com, it all kind of looks the same. You get this simple site where you get my posts and you get posts from other people, and you can make your own posts. Think of it kind of like Twitter, right? I know. Immediately you're like, oh, great, I'm not doing this. No. Bear with me. Imagine if Twitter didn't have all those millions of people on it. It just had nerds. And not just nerds, like real nerds, like nerds that you want to hang out with. And all of you are on the same level playing field, right? Everyone can see everyone else's posts, more like a forum, right? So it's like Twitter combined with a forum put behind a country club gate that only nerds are allowed into, right? And they can come in and they can post whatever they want. Other people can talk about whatever they want. And we can all share pictures with each other, share stories with each other. You can read all of my articles, watch all of my shows, listen to my podcasts, read all my books. All of it's all there. And it's just fantastic. And what's nice about all this is once you get set up, and you get in there and you have all three of those sites, assuming you want all three. If you just want two of them, by the way, I still recommend getting the triple pass, because it's the triple lifetime pass, because then you're still set for life for whichever two of them you want. I mean, heck, even if you just want one of them, the triple lifetime pass is still a really good deal, because then you only have to pay once. I mean, if you're planning on being nerdy for more than 2 years, it's cheaper just to get the lifetime pass. So once you're set up on all of them, you now have a place where you can chat with people, chat with me, chat with your fellow nerds about any of those three types of content. And then, as more of the tech YouTubers and podcasters come over to Locals, you're all ready to go. You've got a home base here at lunduke.locals.com and the like to hang out, and you can add in all of these other creators that you enjoy, whether you get a free subscription to them or a paid subscription to them. You have all of them there. It's a really great way to go. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, oh my gosh, Lunduke, another subscription, Lunduke, another account. I have to create another account on another website. We have enough accounts on enough friggin' websites from enough friggin' companies already. Okay, but here's the thing. The problem is where those accounts are made. Really. Most of you have a Google account, right? If you use YouTube regularly or Google Docs or Gmail or any of it, you have a Google account. I have a Google account. I have 2 Google accounts, right? You have a Google account. You probably have a couple. The information from that Google account is sold off to the highest bidder and used to treat you like cattle. You are the product. You create one account on Locals. That same account applies to all the different sites. So what you do is you go to, say, lunduke.locals.com. You create your free account there, and then follow the instructions. Go to lunduke.com. Again, it'll show you all the instructions. Go to lunduke.com, and you get all the instructions for it. But then you use that same account to become a member at Conservative Nerds, at Nerdy Entertainment, at, I won't say their names, but at the other content creators that are moving over to Locals. There are a couple already of tech creators that are already over there, but there's some really big ones coming over. Some people I know, some friends of mine, and some people that I don't really know all that well, but who have reached out to me, and they wanted to know more about Locals, and I gave them the full rundown, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they came away with it realizing that it was for them. And so there's a lot of people that are moving over, and you're going to be ready with the exact same account. So you don't need 1,000 accounts to subscribe to 1,000 different creators over on Locals. It's just one account. And there's a mobile app, and there's the website version. It's fantastic. So get your subscription. Go do that right now. This deal runs for today and tomorrow. We're going to try, what my goal is realistically, is to recreate that. My goal is to recreate that, because I was looking over the numbers and looking over the growth rate of how Lunduke.locals and at the previous sites before it grew. This is what we're at. We're right there for the other 2 sites. And how cool would it be if they just took off? It just would be super cool. So again, go grab it. It's a way better deal than the normal deal, which is already really good. But go grab it. No big tech, no algorithms, no advertisements, other than for Lunduke himself. and rock and roll. All right, everybody. That's it. That's the pitch Go do that right now. Get yourself off of YouTube. Wean yourself off of YouTube. Prepare yourself for the onslaught of tech creators coming on over to locals. Enjoy all of the great content over there, because if you're just over on YouTube and whatnot, you're missing out. And if you're not a subscriber, you're missing out on a whole bunch of exclusives. I make a ton of books and everything else that all of you can grab. All right. I feel like I've made the point. I've got another show to do, so I got a jet. Go over there and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.